But do you guys have any questions about using ZModeler on anything that you're doing, as far as like if you're doing chains, you're doing, I know I've been working for a while and kind of just walking through, talking, me working. Let's see. Are you guys still awake? um, so let's chat a little, I guess. We have about 20 minutes left, so let's chat about your stuff. All right. So let me hear what your thoughts are and what your concerns are about your individual projects, and see if there's anything that I can solve for you right now before you go forward into the weekend working on your projects. I mean, Marcos, is there anything on your Dragon that you're not sure you're going to be able to tackle properly? Is there anything, Simon, that you're not sure you're able to tackle? I mean, you're talking about chainmail, armor pieces, and modeling that stuff out. I mean, do you have a clear path on that? And for that stuff, the idea is really, I mean, keep it low poly. You know, we're going to put a budget. Let's put a budget on our bosses of, I'm thinking around 60,000 polys max, 40 to 60. We're going to go a little bit higher because this is going to be something that's going to be on the screen by itself with just maybe a group of players. So I'd say let's try and go 40 to 60,000. Let's bump up the poly count. So with that in mind, that's going to give you a lot of leeway to do a lot with your character. And Unreal is going to be able to tackle that really, really well. So I'm not getting any questions from you guys, or are you guys just typing? Is there anything you want me to show you before we go into the weekend? Thanks for sharing, Simon. So I was asking, I said we're going to go into the weekend. I want to make sure that I tackle anything. Could I show on those legs? Yeah, sure. Why don't I do that? While I'm doing that, Marcos and Claude, if there's anything that you need shown, please let me know. Oh, that's not the one. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think I did already have it in there. You're right. All right. So my solution was this. And let's see how well it works. Let me also save before it gets too late. By the way, have you guys been able to hear my music throughout this whole time? I'm just curious. Oh, crazy. Okay. I was wondering if it was going to play through. All right, so we've subdivided this up. I'm going to do the same thing. Like, we're going to go down to the lower subdivision. We'll freeze subdivision, all right? And then I'm going to go to ZRemesher, and we're going to ZRemesh it. Before I ZRemesh, though, I'm going to go ahead and just smooth down your legs, the smooth brush. So we get some nice clean topology in there. We just want cylindrical topology. And actually, let me step back on that. Make sure the symmetry is turned on. You know, the issue you were expressing is that you have this lump sculpt sort of thing going on the legs. So the solution is to build nice topology in at a low resolution. We'll project your detail back up onto the new mesh. even across everything here. Oops. Let's smooth this down a bit. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get a quarter of this number. So let's come down to about 175,000. Close. But it looks like we're losing a lot, which I'm not crazy about because you have these tiny little fingers. So maybe we might not be able to Dynamesh here. Just give those some thickness so they don't evaporate. Same thing with this stuff here. All right. And I don't know if those are going to hold at like around 175,000, but we'll see what happens. $242, it falls apart. All right, so I'm just have to bite the bullet and ZRemesh this high res. Let's go for 20,000 and just let that run. Yes, we are, Marcos. And the retopology strategy is going to go like this. I mentioned it earlier at the beginning of class, but we're going to go from ZRemesher into Maya, modifying the topology so that we're not hand retopologizing everything. Now there's areas we're going to want to do by hand, but we're going to edit that manually after using ZRemesher. All right, that way it doesn't take us 3 weeks to retopologize this crazy creature. Because if you're going in sort of like dropping vert for vert or drawing out individual quads, it could take some time. More than a couple days probably, you know. It'd probably be more like a week or two to go through and retopologize everything. Well, if you think about it, I mean, your dragon maybe not. Maybe your dragon will go a lot faster. But I'm looking at like, you know, like Simon's piece or my piece. It could take a long time to retopologize that to get it done right. I think that ZRemesher will get us about 75% of the way there, and then we'll fill in the 25%. I love your responses today, Marcos. Okay, all right, yes. They're all like single word responses. So what are you thinking for your dragon, man? Like, I mean, are you going to be able to tackle it all? Are you going to have the time? No worries, Simon. I just explained the meaning of life. Check that out. It crashed. The Zero Mesher crashed on me. It was just too much for ZBrush to handle. So what I'm going to do instead is, hopefully I don't have to restart. Let's go ahead and do a little local retopology. So you don't have to necessarily retopologize everything, right? So all these little skinny areas are what's giving us the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, whoa, what do you got there? Let's go ahead and exclude the head. All right. So we're just going to retopologize this. Fortunately, you already have this set into polygroups. And that's only 245,000 polys for it to remesh. But it looks like, are the arms actually separate or are they welded? Let's see. So the arms are separate pieces. Well, that's fortunate. Let's get that in there, and let's get that in there. Let's also get that in there. We'll get those guys in there. Okay. All right, cool, Marcos. Well, I am really looking forward to seeing it. So let's close off anything that's a mess right now, and let's try again. This might be why Zero Mesher crashed. Might have a bit easier of a time with this. If not, I'll just split off the legs and show you. You're going to have to do this regardless. Like, you're going to have to go in and probably for those small little arms, you're going to have to give them thickness. You're going to have to merge this all into one piece. You'll want to extend it into a neutral state. There we go. Is that low enough? $60,000. Let's try and go lower. Yeah, I'd like to see your neutral states by Monday. That'd be nice. And actually more by, I think more Sunday night. Like before you crash out, before you hit the sack, just send me your files, and I want to sculpt on them on Monday and kind of go through them. There we go. That's a little better. Except for we got some garbage in there. But I suspect those are sort of stray verts, maybe, that are sitting inside of there. Let's smooth here. Oh, that's nasty. Got a hole there. One last time. How are you guys feeling about our sessions? I mean, today was pretty much just me working. Were you able to pull anything from it? Was it helpful watching me do that? The reason I'm asking is because a lot of this stuff, if I'm working on stuff like that, I can do that off screen and then just sort of keep it to bullets. But I thought maybe you guys would want to watch me working on it, but I don't know. I'd like your feedback on it. Okay, cool. All right, so this is twacked in here. I mean, you have a lot of little floating faces. There's a lot of cleanup that needs to happen in there. But I'm going to go ahead and just work on the legs. I mean, with what, you got to make sure that you get rid of those sort of floating faces, the stray little verts. You're going to have to do some cleanup on this piece. Even though you had the blockouts good, you know, you have to, in order for this to become production ready, you're going to have to go through and clean things up. Right? And I think you already realize that. But you're going to have to weld everything together and all that stuff. Anyways, I don't know how long this is going to take to project. Oh, it's going to take an hour to project. All right, so let me see if I can escape out of this. Probably won't let me. Is that really going to take an hour? All right, so let's just do one of these legs, or one of these sets of legs. Let's go split. Just going to delete the lower for right now. Split hidden. Let's freeze subdivision on here. So the process is just smoothing down before you use ZRemesh, so you get a nice clean mesh. And we're going to have to do this to build our base meshes. Let's do that with symmetry on. All right, ZRemesher. You can go lower than that. That's good. Let's unfreeze our subdivision levels. It's going to project on back up. There we go. Now you want to clean this up. And what Ryan was showing you, and I saw his solution, was good sound. You know, I'd say that you just need to kind of have this low cage. To kind of get rid of the larger stuff. It's a little hard to do without subdivisions. And I think Ryan was taking the segments and masking them out and doing something similar to what he was doing with the deformation palette. But I'm just kind of, I like doing this by hand rather than doing this procedurally. But you can do it with a mask. And I don't know how you want to shape these exactly, but hopefully you can see that by having this low cage, you can more easily smooth out the surfaces. Let's step up. We still got that detail in there, and if you want to smooth it down, it's going to be a lot easier to do so. Right, and then when you come in, sort of sculpt out these segments, it'll sculpt a lot more nicely. So I can come in here. that'll give you a much nicer surface to work with. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Yeah, you need that low cage.